Hey guys, it's Logan YuGiOh Gaming.
What's up, guys? It's PJ.
Hey guys, it's Fox.
And we all, unfortunately, bubbled YCS Las Vegas. The team YCS. We weren't on the same team. We were on the same team, but he wasn't. But we all played the same deck. It's my deck. We played Tri-Brigade Spright. I came up with all the combos. I showed them to PJ. He thought they were crazy. Fox thought they were crazy. So we all played it. The deck felt insane.
Really?
Like me and Fox's experience, like we went X2, but it's because, you know, 11 people drew round 9.
Crazy.
You know. So no X2s got in, and we were like the second highest X2. But we, like, round 1, we played against like Elijah's team. It was like, you know, him, Chester, there's like, you know, champions there. We played against like Crystal Blanc and Patrick Hoban's team. We played against Fetty Wap's team. We played against Team Scheme there on Top Cut. We literally played against like so many champions this tournament. Our tournament run was crazy.
Your 2 losses are both in Top Cut.
Yeah, both of our losses are in top.
My tournament started out with a round 1, game 1 loss because one of my teammates put the deck list in for LA instead of Vegas.
Shout out Noah.
And so the whole team started the game 1 loss. I won mine, but Gage got eradicated for 4, game 3. Noah bricked on his game 2. So we lost round 1, and we ended day 1 as our only loss. The first round today, we played against Herman Hansen's team. It is what it is. The last round, it was pretty easy. I was playing against Avery Foster and Kobe Short's team.
So we played against the powerful duelists. This deck was really good. I felt like it was like better than every deck I played against.
Yeah.
Like the only deck that felt like more powerful than ours was like Pat's deck and Chris's deck. Like that's the only deck that felt like more powerful. But overall, like their deck is just, I think, a little bit like more inconsistent. So let's go and get into the deck. So it's mainly a Spright deck really. So we play 3 blue, 3 jet, a red and a carrot. I kind of missed 2 of this a few times.
I feel like I wanted a second red in my deck throughout the tournament, just to have an additional Spright, but also like opening red, like makes breaking about any board feel incredible. It lets you play through like everything.
Yeah, and like this deck's super strong because a lot of the cards that people are playing right now, you know, Book of the Eclipse, Nibiru, Evenly Matched, you can stop all those cards with these guys. And so like you can, I literally combo through like Imperm Nib, like
Same. You can
literally
Nib Ash just
like nothing.
pretty much.
It's crazy. 3 starter and a smashers. These cards are crazy. Yeah, that's all for those. Then we have the, I guess this is like what makes the 2 engines work together.
Yeah, that's the glue.
Is 3 beaver and 2 angler. This deck is literally just a Spright deck now. Like Spright is so powerful in this deck because it gets to like, it gets to Kid, it gets to this. And it's just like, it's super strong, man.
Yeah,
and it's an interruption sometimes. Like, card's crazy. Then they've got the Tri-Brigade part. I played 3 Kit, 2 Kuraz, 2 Nerval.
I think we should have played 1 Nerval.
And then 1 Revolt. I said at the beginning that I thought we could cut this to 1. The only fear is like if Kashtira like bandages it. The second one came up like 1 time. Generally it didn't come up. If you see, we're not playing Fractals because Fractals are on level 2.
Fractal sucks.
Fractal is also just another normal summon because all it does is search these cards. And like we already playing Beavers, you know, this card sometimes is a normal summon. These are normal summons. Like you don't want to add more normal summons to your deck. I never really missed it like ever.
I also feel like I hated that card going against Kashtira.
Yeah,
Like Fractal in your hand and taking it in your hand is just basically, it's literally useless.
I think you should have listened to what you said at the beginning and cut the Nerval to 1 and then play the second red. I think the tournament would have been more smooth, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't think that would have fixed my losses, but it definitely would have helped some of my hands be a little bit more smooth. So that's all the Tri-Brigade. Foolish, we play Foolish. This card is actually really like crazy.
Ties them together back to Beavers being insane.
Yeah, like you know, you can get two guys in the graveyard, you know, search another kid or whatever, and then you have like, you can normal summon this and it becomes a threat, right? Same thing, like you can dump Angler, get Beavers. It helps you like if they imperm your Sprine, like if they figure out they need to stop Sprine, like this card helps you play through that. If I open this, I feel like I can play through like Nib every time. It's like,
Honestly.
it's like absurd.
Spright deck's crazy.
Yeah. And then for going second cards, we felt 3 Ash was mandatory this format. You got Brandon's just too popular. I played against like 4, I think.
Theosis.
It hits Theosis. The only thing it's really bad against, I guess, is like if you play against a tier element deck, right? And I played against one of those, so super good.
I took him out when I played against Sword Soul.
Yeah, 3 Nibiru.
Card OP.
Yeah, I don't actually think I resolved this card one time all
I
weekend.
don't think I resolved it once.
But it was like, I just don't think it should be in your main deck. 3 Imperm. This card was like the hand trap I drew the most. And it's probably the best one right now, to be honest, because it's just so flexible.
It does something every time.
Throw some talents, stuff like that.
But this was like the best going second card in my deck, by far. This card was crazy.
The call was correct.
Like this call was correct. Everyone was playing around like Book of Eclipse, and they're playing around like evenly. They're playing around all these cards, but doesn't play around this. Dark Oil no more.
We debated that for the entire time we have been in Vegas, and it was this the main deck, Book of Eclipse in the main deck, and going into the cash board, it's really not that hard unless they do like the lock 4 combo and then they lock 5 on your turn. But we were also scared of like the Spright decks, the Toad decks. I didn't play against one Toad deck,
I didn't play against a single Spright.
but this still came in like well.
This also hits Sword Soul.
Yes.
It does about the same thing against Branded than that Book of Eclipse does, and like it's super good. It was actually really good against the tier element deck, ironically, because they make like Grapha and stuff. But like this card was crazy for me. And then we also played 2 Fenrir. And the reason for that is, you might be like, well, why not 3? It's because we didn't want to go over 40, and like we're already playing 12 going second cards. And whenever I was just doing like some of the, like the thinking about the deck, I kind of wanted like a couple more going second cards, but I also didn't want a going second card that didn't work with my hands. So like this card can normal summon, add a copy of itself, and then you can make Sprend, and then later in the combo you can put this back for like a real card like Revolt or something, or off of Blossom. It was really good, honestly.
Yeah, being able to make sprint is huge.
So what was Fox didn't play the same list as me. He played 5 cards. Was it 5 cards different in the main deck?
I think it was 5, yeah.
Yeah, 5 cards different.
I guess it was 4 cards different. So the only differences in the main deck, I didn't feel like I wanted to play any extra Tri-Brigades, so I played just 2 kit instead of the 3 that the other guys were playing. I honestly was really happy with the 2 kits. Another thing is I ended up on Book of Eclipse. I missed a flight on Thursday and didn't get it until like right before I turned my deck list in on Friday. So I felt like I just registered the deck that I had, but had I had time to adjust my deck, I played Dark Ruler, would have ended up in my main deck. Book of Eclipse was fine, but like all the reasons that they explained about Dark Ruler came up. There was one thing that came up though, when they realized that we were both playing the same deck. Some opponents would make a comment to their teammate about how, I played Book of Eclipse, but he plays Dark Ruler, letting them know, hey, play around Book, hey, play around Dark Ruler. So that was kind of cool to like just kind of
that happened like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, dude. And then I also played Gamma Burst, so the kit was basically just a Gamma Burst, and I played 3 Book of Eclipse. This card just kills people, man. This is awesome. I was really happy with this card in my deck. Every time I resolve it and my opponent reads that card, it's the best feeling, bro. I could see like it being cut though. You're really good at finding damage between Mosquito and the Tri-Brigade card, summoning a lot of things. And honestly, just more monsters. I think I had just some hands I wish I had more like special summons. So maybe it should have been a red, or it should have been another kit. So but that was it for like the main deck differences. And again, I just registered the deck that I had in my deck box. So my side deck was much different than theirs.
You want to go to the side deck? Okay.
Yeah, most of the extra deck that was the same.
So the extra deck's the same. We play 2 Sprind. Why do you play 2 Sprind? Because it's the best card. It's like the best extra deck card.
Actually, the best card in the deck.
You don't want them to hit this. Also, like sometimes in the combos, the second one does come up. So I made the second one a few times today. It was pretty good.
And like you can like play around with the Eclipse. If you keep out Gigantic on field, you just still like use the effect to detach off of XYZ, and you get the bounce that way.
Yeah, the XYZ doesn't have to be face up. It still has materials. So. That's something a lot of people didn't know, and when that happens to them, that's how they rolled it for this event. So, IP Masquerina, shout out to Lou for all the pretty cards. I don't own pretty cards, so yeah. Pit Knight, this is the killer, bro.
Card's insane,
This
bro.
is the card that got read every single round, 2 or 3 times. They just didn't understand. So you're in board, like I could do the combo after, but like you end like this. So basically what happens is they summon their like unicorn or whatever, right? And you activate IP. They don't really play quick play spells. And they're like, in response to the unicorn effect, you activate IP, and they're like, yeah, that's fine. And you're like, okay, I'm gonna chain Pit Knight. I'm gonna negate your unicorn. It goes down to 0, so now you can't attack over. I'm gonna make Apollo for 2. And now you can't attack over Apollo for 2. If you didn't hard open Papyrus, your turn just ends. And that's just one of our 7 points of interaction.
Right. It is so clean every time that you say it.
Because like even if they hard open like the spell, you can just do this to it because you end both of them normally.
Yeah, one round me and Fox are talking about this. I just use this card as a threatening roar because this card has a second effect that during the end phase it comes back. And he goes battle phase, I said sure. He attacks into this, I said sure. He attacks over this, I said sure. And then he couldn't break the rest of the stuff. This came back, he accomplished beating over this for his entire turn, and I just killed him the next turn.
Yeah, a lot of times people also will just try to go to battle phase to kill your IP. But again, we have like a million points of interaction, so we just let it IP be threatening roar for the turn.
Yeah, like sometimes it's correct.
I don't know.
Double Dragon Lord is part of the inboard. Yeah, Bear Brawl, Blossom. This card is like crazy. This is like the best card in the deck, bro.
Dude.
Like
Beavers, baby.
Yeah, like you make it with Beaver, you hard make it. Like it's just like you get so many bodies. And a lot of people just don't understand how your deck works a lot of the time. So like you just kill them out of nowhere and they just don't understand because they're used to Spright not being able to kill. We play 2 Omen. The reason for this is...
came up actually.
Yeah, so at first we were just playing 1 Omen and we're playing the Access Code package with the Ruble. But we decided that this was better because I brought up the point that if they're trying to break our board and they use Unicorn effect before we use our Revolt and they rip our 1 Omen, then our Revolt doesn't really do a whole lot.
Right.
So I decided to play 2. I made 2 so much.
I was just super skeptical about that, but like last second they're like, you really need to play 2 Shuriken. I was like, okay, yeah, I'll just do it. Put the second Shuriken, and it was literally, it came up so much.
See,
I wanted somebody to keep speaking.
I decided to trust Logan, and round 7, my opponent Unicorn attacked, and he looked at my deck check, and he knew I had like Revolt set, and he's like looking through it, and he's like, he plays 2 Omen. And he's like, I don't know what to banish. And then he just banished like a Blossom. And I was like, okay, Revolt Omen. You're dead next turn.
I had one guy rip my Omen because his teammate told him to, and his teammate didn't know I had 2 Omen in my extra deck. Apollo is part of the inboard. And then the Exceeds we play, 2 Gigantic. This card is just crazy. It helps you play through Nib. It just gets any card in your deck. This is the card. So
it's that boy.
This is the card that gives like it kills
Skeeter
people.
boy.
So I look at Fox whenever I know I'm about to win, and I'm about to do this to him, and I'll just be like Skeeter. That's all I'll say.
I'm just sitting there playing my round.
He'll just hear Skeeter.
I hear the Skeeter alarm in the distance. Boy, I know we're doing good.
So people started ripping this against me. I don't know if they just started realizing it or they just felt like they didn't know what to do, so they ripped this. But what happens is if you rip this happens to you, right? So we play 2 Zeus.
Can't play around both.
So like you can't play around all of it, and either you die. Like this really comes up a lot with Nibiru. So you Nibiru them, and instead of like trying to like make a board and hoping they can't break it, you're just dead, right? Because your token's 58, you tack into it, they die. But Zeus is just like the clean way. I Zeused for so many cards this weekend. The first round we played, I Zeused Elijah for 8. Like Zeus is just crazy, bro. It's like literally one reason why I wanted to play the deck. So the extra deck, or the side deck's completely different. Me and PJ played the exact same side deck, right?
Yeah.
And then, but Fox did not. So I played the 3 Book of Eclipse because obviously I didn't main deck them, so I felt like they should still be in the deck for the Kashitara matchup, obviously.
We talked about this a lot.
Yeah, I also sided it in against the new tier element deck because they do end on a Kashitara inboard, and it turns off like their Solic, their Meta Noise, Graphic can't negate it, so it was really strong in that matchup. 3 evenly. This card is like a god card.
Yes, it is.
Right now.
Especially against Brandon.
Yeah, but when I drew it against Brandon, my opponent summoned a Gimmick Puppet to my field, so it didn't work out that well for me.
I played against one Brandon. Game 1, he went, like, while I was comboing, he hit with 2 Souvenir, and then he went main phase, normal summon Albaz, pitch Albaz, I chained him perm, and he scooped. Game 2, he went first, set 2 pass, proceeded to kill him. That's how my Brandon game went.
Yeah, that's like the only problem with this card is that card. But if they do that to you, you probably lose.
And I
anyways.
even opened this. Like,
The next package was like kind of like a going for. So I played 2 D-Bear. This card was insane. I wish I played 3.
yeah, 100%.
Like this card was like every time I activated it, they were literally just fumbling, bro. Like every time. It was
like
crazy.
Like this deck can kind of play through it, but like you have to have access to tri-names and that. It hurts your gigantic plays because if you don't open the tri-names, you have to like bring out the gigantic, and that happens a lot.
Yeah.
Like I got D-Bear twice against Herman. I was just like, it's for sure.
Yeah, I got D-Buried twice. One of the times my opponent, it literally did nothing. The other time it literally lost me the game, and I was kind of confused why he decided it in, but I guess he probably just was unfamiliar with the deck. 2 talents and 2 thrust.
I like this package.
This package was cool. I started bringing this in against Cash because like I wanted to like, if they locked my zones, use this to draw into this. Right, that was like the idea. But also like if you play against a heavy hand trap deck that's really weak to D-Barrier, like you can just hit them with it, right? Like
I like the Sword Soul decks. They play like a ton of hand traps, and it's pretty much.
Yeah, that's what I did against the one Sword Soul. He hand trapped me. I played this at this. He just lost. Then I played Pinkertops.
Let's go.
This guy, I never drew. I sided him in at like a lot. Like I literally sided him in so much. Sided him in against Cash. You special summon him, tribute him, pop the Arise Heart, and then they can't lock your zones. But I never drew him, so never used him. And unfortunately, I'm not a big fan of siding these cards. But I played a Scatter Shot. I never sided it in. I never wanted to side it in. But since it was a team YCS, even though I'm not a fan of siding, I tried to win for my friends, I guess. So, and then I played heavy Feather Duster because you can set it off this, play against Labyrinth. Or if you played against Labyrinth, I didn't play against any of them.
I only played against Labyrinth. I had Thrust in hand. I was like, okay, if he hand traps me, I'm going to start Harpies, and like I'll cook him next turn. And then he ended up with hand trap. So I proceeded to lose.
So that's my side. That was our side deck. So
yeah, so
we'll show you.
Mine was significantly different. The only thing that was the same is I sided 3 evenly matched. So I kind of just registered the deck that was in my backpack. So we're just gonna lay it out really quick. So I was playing Gamma and Driver, and the testing I was able to do online, it was really strong when it came up. Also being able to make Sprint with my hand trap is one of the best feelings ever. In hindsight, definitely shouldn't have played it.
You drew this card and multiple of these so much, bro.
I was thinking, you already play some cards in your deck that aren't the best to draw. Like, when you open Angler, Driver, Smashers, you just want to smash your head on the table. So I will never play Driver against again. Scatter Shot, same reason as Logan. I feel like, I don't want to lose because I didn't have it. Another thing is, like, when you're doing some Mosquito combos, you can also, like, a 2500 attack monster, you can like Mosquito 25, 25, 25, main phase 2 sprint, dump this guy to 8,000 them. If it happens to be in your deck, you know what I mean? I played 3 Twin Twisters. I was in Seat C, and honestly, I felt like historically, when I would see a lot of Seat C opponents, that's where like if a trap deck is on a team, it's usually like in that seat. So I just didn't want to be underprepared for that. In hindsight, that probably would have just come out. Their thrust package, I should have played Dimensional Barrier over these anti-spells, I think. And had I had a bunch of Dimensional Barriers, Talents, Thrust, I don't think any of that would have mattered evenly. And then we can play through so much with this deck anyway. It seems like you can get hand trapped 2 or 3 times or play through multiple interruptions and then still end on a formidable board, like a board that will end the game.
Right.
Another thing about the Tri-Brigade cards is when you resolve the Revolt, you have so much inevitability. And the last card I sided was Double Cross. I really like Double Cross. It did really well for me.
I sort of wanted to play this, but I never found myself in like ever wanting it. Like I wanted it, but I never wanted to search it.
Yeah, it's kind of like my Pinkertop slot. But yeah, if that was the difference in my side deck, I would probably just mimic their side deck. Or, I would try to find a way to fit the 3rd Dimensional Barrier and maybe even Double Cross. I did really like that card. Yeah, I guess that's all I have to say about my side deck differences. I honestly played without a side deck for most of the tournament because of how poor of a side deck it was.
Yeah, he kept drawing like hands of like this, and then when he would use it, he would draw this for turn. Like,
yeah, it was not good.
Yeah.
So hey, we live, we learn. We have another event in the horizon, Los Angeles.
yeah, we're probably gonna be there.
We gotta be there, man. Good boys got a top.
Oh yeah, so I guess shout outs real quick. Shout out to Good Gaming. Shout out to the
Monster Games.
Yeah, shout out to Car Monster
yes,
Games for sure. Shout out to the Tennessee Titans. That was our team. Me, Fox, and Aaron.
Shout out to Susan.
Shout out to Susan.
My mom.
Shout out to
Discord boys and
Team Plan B for
Yeah.
almost being Plan B, but wasn't.
Yeah.
Um,
Shout out to Discord boys.
Shout out to
Shout
Discord
out Book
boys.
Club.
Shout out to Evenly Matched.
Shout out to Rise Heart.
Shout out to
Enemy
Kayla.
controller.
Shout out to Andrew. Shout out to everybody. Let me borrow cards.
Shout out to Luke.
Shout out to Luke.
Shout out to Lou.
Yeah, man.
That's enough shout outs. See you guys.
Peace.
Yeah, something Nib's really strong. Pretty good
Yo, what's up, bro?
Yo, what's good, bro?
Hey, yo, can I borrow the homework?
Yeah, but change up a little bit, bro.
Alright. Appreciate it, my man. Appreciate it.
Hey guys, it's Logan here. It's Fox. PJ left us, but we're going to show you guys a quick combo, what you can do in the Tri-Brigade deck with just starter. No other cards. I mean, obviously you have 4 other cards in your hand, as you can see here, but they're just all defensive cards. So we're going to start our turn off by activating starter. If it gets ashed, obviously we have nothing, but so we're going to use, so we take 1100. This goes to the graveyard. We're going to use Blue's effect to search Jet. Okay. This is with no other cards. So now we're going to special summon Jet, activate Jet's effect, and we're going to search starter. Okay. We're going to turn these 2 cards into Sprint. You always want to combo on the same side as your deck. Okay, that's important because in the combo you make Pip Knight here, and he only points this way. So that's important. So we're going to use his effect, Dumping Angler, and you're going to summon 2 Beavers. Then we're going to turn the Angler and the Beaver into a Gigantic, and we're going to use the effect. And this will special summon out on that. We're special summon out that. Now we're going to link these 2 into IP. And now we're going to proceed to use Kit's effect. We guess we get somebody here. So we're going to Baron Blossom. Now we're going to link these 2 into Bear Brum. We get a draw from this, and we're going to use this effect to dump. So, well, let's say we draw into another Ash or something. We're going to dump Nerval, and Nerval's going to use its effect to search Carouse. Okay, we haven't normal summoned yet because we started from starter, right? So we're going to proceed to normal summon. We're going to use his effect, banishing the Nerval and the Kit because you're going to bring those back from Revolt. And you're going to summon double Dragon Lords. Okay, now you're going to link these 2 into the Pit Knight. Bear Brum's going to activate. You're going to add Revolt. And you're going to put this Ash Blossom on the bottom of your deck. So from just starter, you end on IP, Pit Knight, double Dragon Lords, Revolt, Smashers with 3 cards in hand. And you might not think like, okay, this board doesn't look that intimidating. So basically what will happen is on your opponent's turn, you'll activate IP and chain Pit Knight. So you'll negate one of their monster effects. Anything they activate, this is basically an imperm that makes their guy 0. And then what's important is because you link into Apollo. And you basically stop their first monster, so it's 0, so they have to summon another monster to be able to beat over this. And you have like multiple ways to defend yourself during the battle phase, because this can sit from hand 2, so then you can Smashers advantage this. So you have like, I don't know, what is this? 1, 2, 3, what's the count? There's 1, 3, 4, 5 points of interaction with 1 card with still 3 cards in hand. It's pretty crazy.
Another sweet thing is when you activate Revolt and you special summon your fellows back and your other monster, you make Shurei.
Yeah.
You get to search for another piece of follow-up. So if you add Kit, for example, next turn that Kit can dump a Nerval again, adding Karis, and you get the Shurei banish.
Yeah.
So you get a complete follow-up and the Shurei removal. It's awesome.
Yeah, and like a lot of the time, whenever you do make this, in the combo generally you either hard make, like depending on like different combo sequences, you either hard make this or hard make this. If you hard make this, you get to loot another card, so you get to like draw a card and put another card from your hand in the bottom, hopefully hit a hand trap or follow up like a Spright monster or something. And then like you get to search another Kurazir kit because off of the Nervo, and then if they out this, you have 2 banished, you search the other one. So you just have so much follow-up with just like 1 card. It's actually just insane. So yeah, that's the basic combo. If you guys want to see more combos, like more in depth, like kit plus blue, or like how we play around Nibiru, stuff like that, make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe and comment below if you want to see more combos about this sick deck. So thank you all for watching. Peace.
Thanks, guys.